Okay, so for now, all the new controls that we're going to add controls on the hips. So for the hips, we're going to go Comet, Shapes, and we'll drop a cube. And I'm just going to name this hips underscore CTRL. And then the root, spine. So grab the root with the left mouse button. Shift select the spine 1. Shift select spine 2. Let's see. Shift select the chest, neck, and head. And then for that, we'll go to Comet, Shapes, Circle Y. Okay. Looks good for what I'm after right now. Okay. For this next group, we're going to go down the arm. So, yeah, let's go down the arm. That's fine. So clavicle left. Actually, let's just grab everything. So we'll just select the clavicle, then go select hierarchy. So that selects all the joints. So shift select the right clavicle, say select hierarchy. That selects all the joints. And then from here, if we go to Comet, Shapes, Circle, I believe we want Circle X. Yes. Okay, Circle X is going to be kind of what we're looking for. Actually, I'm going to hit F8, select all, and then hit R for scale, and then just kind of scale these. Let's see. That's okay. We want all the fingers. We're gonna bring those fingers down in scale. So from here, if we go and select this is going to be our root. So if we go F8 and just drag a box around that, and then we'll just scale that guy up, and then hit F8, and then we want to name this one. So we'll go root underscore CTRL. And then for the spine, we'll go F8, and we'll just scale this guy up. And then also I'm going to just throw a little rotation and move. Just to kind of, it's still going to affect, because we're in component mode, it'll select right at where the joint is placed. But in component mode, you can actually make adjustments to the controller, and it still keeps where it is in space. So here, let's go back, and we'll name this one spine underscore, well, actually spine 01 underscore CTRL. Okay, spine 2, we'll hit F8, and we'll just bump this guy up, and we'll name this one spine 02 underscore CTRL. Okay, so this next one's going to be the chest, so F8, and we'll just scale this guy up. So this is going to be kind of the chest controller. This I'm probably going to bump down like that, like so. All right, that looks fine. And this one we'll name chest underscore CTRL. Okay, then the neck, F8, and we'll just scale this guy down, and then also translate in Z. Like so. So F8, F8 again, and then this one we'll call neck underscore CTRL. And the head, Well, you can probably leave the head how it is. It's actually not too bad. There's different controls too. Like if you want to do a different control, let's see, move options, reset my tool. And that way I can actually just make this adjustment here. All right. If you wanted to use a box, you could actually make that change, make a box for that. That would work too. So now I'm just selecting the clavicle controls, and here I'm just going to bring these up and then scale them out in X and then scale in Y. And then I'm actually going to just grab the tops of these, like so. Not this one. And then I'll just bring this up. And this is just so we can get control to those clavicles. All right, so the arms, elbows look okay. I'm going to scale those down just a little bit. So F8. Select those and scale. And the hands look okay too. That's fine. All right, we kind of got a little ahead of ourselves, so I just want to make sure that we're selecting and naming. So we're just grabbing these controls. So we didn't get the head, so we want to actually head underscore control, like that. Then we'll select the left clav, so L underscore clav underscore CTRL. And from here, let's see, let's grab this guy, copy, and select this one, and just paste, and make sure that we change that to R. Okay, so this one, we're going to go left underscore arm underscore CTRL, enter, double click, copy, go over to the right side, paste, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. This is going to grab all the controls and paste, which I don't want. So bear with me, I'll come right back. Okay, if you were following along with me and just copied that over, it's going to basically put a new rig kind of selections. So what you need to do is just grab that group and delete it. That gets rid of that. So left arm. So if we grab that left arm, double click and copy, Control C, and then this one, Control V, and then just make sure that we attach the R. Okay, so elbow, left elbow. So L underscore elbow underscore CTRL, and then we'll double click that, copy it, and come over to the right, and just go to the right, and then for the hands, we'll just select these hands. Let's see, so we'll go L underscore hand underscore CTRL, double click, copy, come over to the right, double click, paste, and then make sure that L is now an R. Okay, so just looking to see what these, so there's Comet's also got a great little renaming tool. So from here, we can actually just select these two right here, and then select these two right here, and we will just name this, so search, actually we want to rename this to pointer. And then actually, let's see, let's select these two first, and from here we can grab actually, let's do one thing first. Let's grab all these NURB circles, and then F8, select, and then we're going to scale them down. Just so we have a little bit more. So F8, now we can see what that looks like. Looks okay. Looks like that worked. Great. Okay, so these two, so we can just name this pointer, and then we'll start. So padding, we're just going to go 0, 1, and then rename. So actually, we want to go, let's go padding 0, 0, 1, rename to we want to start with 1, and we want the padding to be like that. Okay, that's fine. So we'll select these next two, which is going to be middle. So let's type in middle, and then rename. And then these are going to be the ring. And these are going to be the pinky. And these are going to be the thumbs. Rename. Okay, then we can actually select all these guys. And then we want to add a prefix of L underscore, and then suffix underscore CTRL. So that adds all those control objects or control names to all those. Pretty handy. Pretty handy little renaming tool. So again, let's go, since we have thumb already put in here, and I should have just done these as I was going along, but I didn't think of that. But if you're smart enough to do that, all the better. So ring. And you can see why riggers, middle, it's 2 Ds, middle, not midded, middle, rename. So you can see why riggers automate. And usually you can do a lot of automation in scripting. I just like to be able to show if you are wanting to build your own rig or how kind of to go about doing it. This is a good way, and it's pretty fast. Also efficient, effective rig that performs pretty well. So so add prefix, add suffix. Okay, so now all of our objects should be named exactly how we want them. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to get these zeroed out. Okay, so it's zeros on translates and zeros on rotates. Okay, and the reason why is if we start animating something and we want to go back, it's much easier to go and hit 0, and it'll basically put everything back to where it started from. And so that's kind of why you want these all zeroed out. But first thing we need to do is actually do the actually, we didn't do the hips, so let's do that. Comet shapes, or actually we did do that. I just can't see it because, so if I hit 4 and then F8, and then here, I'm going to scale this like that, and then I'm going to select the bottom and scale like that, just so those hips, so F8, and then we'll go back to 5 like that. Okay, so F8, and I'm actually going to just thicken this in Z, just so So F8, go back. All right, so we got a little hip object, all the other objects that we have. Okay, so with this, now what we want to do is set up the parent-child relationship. So if we go R thumb to R thumb, so R thumb 2 to R thumb 1, so we'll parent, and then pinky 2 to pinky 1, parent, and I'm just hitting the P key, so ring 2 to ring 1, parent, middle 2 to middle 1, parent, pointer 1 to pointer, or pointer 2 to pointer 1, and parent, and then we'll select all 5 of those, and then the right hand and parent, and then hand to elbow, parent, elbow to arm, parent, arm to clavicle, parent, and then the left-hand side, we're just going to run through this again. So thumb, parent, pinky, parent, ring, parent, middle, parent, parent. So select all 5 of those, and then the left hand and parent. So left hand to elbow, parent, hand. Did we miss? What did we miss? Okay. So we want this to be the parent. So I just hit Shift P to unparent that. So left hand control, then select the left elbow control with control, and then hit P for parent. So left elbow to left arm, parent, left arm to left clav, parent. So this one is going to go head to neck, parent, neck to chest, parent, chest to spine 2 to spine 1, spine 1 to root, hips to root. Okay. Now, when we select the clavicle, all right, it's following along how we want it. And these ones should be as well. All right, great. Okay, so now we're going to zero out our controls. And so we're going to scroll down, and if all your controls are still like this, we want to just open them all up. So just hold down Shift and plus and click the plus and just scroll down. And then from here, we'll select this R pointer 2 at the very bottom here. Then we'll go to Comet, Joints, Hierarchy, Zero Out. And so that places a new node on top, which is basically kind of almost a group that takes on this guy right here. So as we continue to move up, so this will collapse. So if we just hit G and we just follow this up the chain here, this will place these zeros on all these controls. So elbow, arm, clav, and then we'll just go to the left. So same, just follow this up to the arm. And then if you accidentally group the wrong thing, just undo. Just make sure that you follow this the right way. So from the hips, we'll want to create its own. And then head, neck, chest, spine 02, spine 01 to the root. So from this point, whoops, cap, I just hit caps. So I'm just holding down the Shift button and just making sure all these are zeroed out. And one way to check is to just select one. Select any of these actually, and you'll see that they are zeroed out. So we're all zeros on rotates and 0 on translates as well, excuse me. All right, so what we want to do here as well is we want to parent. So if we collapse these down, leave the group root control 0 still available. And we're just going to grab those, so the left clavicle and the right clavicle, and then we're going to select the chest and we're going to just parent. So now, when we select the chest, that should all follow, which is good. That's how we want it. Okay. Now, for this part, we can actually hide. Let's go and hide our polygons. And then from here, we're going to constrain. So we're going to use a parent constraint, which will actually constrain our controls to the actual joints and how we're not going to do that for the feet. So we're just going to do it for the ones that we did right here. So hips, root, spines, neck, head, and then all the arms. So what you want to do is, so we'll just open up the group as a whole. Okay, so we're going to take our controls and constrain them. So go. All right, so what we want to do is select the control and then the joint, and then go to constrain parent option box. Make sure maintain offset is checked on, and translate and rotate are also checked on. And say add, and then we'll just go up the line. So select the control, then the joint, and then hit G, and then just do that through going, just go up the chain here. So I'm just selecting the control first, then the joint, and hitting G, which is basically doing a parent constraint. So let's make sure you're selecting the right items. So let's walk through this. G. So the thumb, just want to make sure, yep, we got those thumbs already, I believe. Yep. So one way to check it is just go and rotate the object. Once you have, so the control, then the joint, control, then the joint, control, then the joint. And now I'm just going to go from the head down, so the neck, and then the chest. Actually, I just want to make sure that I selected the chest and not the spino 2. So spino 2, spine 2 joint, G. Then spinal 1, control, spine 1 joint. And then this is going to be our root control right here, this little circle. And then we'll select the root and G. Then select the hips, G. And now we'll start on the right clavicle and just go down. So I just deselecting because I don't want the mesh actually. If right here, this is a mask, so if we turn that off, it won't select the mesh anymore. So just select that joint, and then I'm just going to go constrain parent. So G, G, G. So when you get kind of into the hands and stuff, it gets a little, you want to make sure that you're just selecting those, the right joints, the right controls. Alright, so one way to check this is select the root, and now we should be able to make that work, and then select the hips. Oh, that's still the root. Let's select those hips. And we've got our hips working. Awesome. And select the spine 01, spine 02. I like to just go through all the controls, make sure I selected everything right. So neck and head looks good. Okay, and clavicle. Yeah, there's some weighting issues going on right there. Need to fix that. Need to fix that as well. That shouldn't be happening. So some of that stuff got assigned to the head for some reason. Yeah, that's a little weird. Yours might not be doing that, I'm not sure, but there's the thumb. And we should be able to select the pointer. Yeah, some weighting issues there. We'll fix that stuff. But it's looking like everything's kind of looking pretty good for the most part. So, next thing we'll want to do is just do an overall skinning. Just kind of go through and check our skin and see how that's actually being influenced. So with this, we can actually collapse all these. And let's see. So from here, I'm going to leave this joint system out like this on its own. And then select all these. Select all these and group them under one. And we'll call this rig controls. So rig controls. Okay. So we also, so this can be kind of our world control, which is fine, but if we, so we can create a new shape, circle Y, F8, scale this, whoops, scale this completely up like so, and then F8 again, and we'll just name this world underscore control. Okay, then we can place this under there. Now, as we have all the controls, everything is under the world. Okay, so this guy, that's obviously, that scale is not correct. Neither is that one. But we're not going to go over that in this little workshop, but we do have a character that we're able to at least get going. We have a little sphere biped character that we created with a rig that's functional. And so next we'll go over skinning, and we'll see you there.